Hey everybody, welcome to the team call. I'm going to switch the view here. If you guys want to switch, you can switch from speaker to gallery view yourselves, but I want to switch to so it records like this. So welcome to the team call. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the contest we're doing and why we're doing it, and then I want to talk a little bit about daily activity that you want to do to help build your business. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the Facebook posting contest that we're doing right now, about posting and commenting and helping each other out every day. And the reason we're doing this is, first, you want to make sure that you're posting every day about Plexus. And you want to post at different times of the day to reach different people. And the reason is that Facebook has this whole algorithm. It's called EdgeRank. And it's this whole algorithm of how important they think your posts are is essentially what it is. And so when you're posting more, more frequent with your posts, your friends are going to see them more. But even more important is the amount of likes, and most important is comments that you have under your posts. So if you have several comments under your post, Facebook thinks you're more important and more people see it. So if you post a Plexus post and your friend Sally gets on the exact same time, Sally may not even ever see your post if you have not gotten any comments. So you don't want to think that because you posted, all your friends are seeing it, or even a good portion. It's actually a very small amount of people that see it. But the more interaction that you have on your posts, the more that your friends will see. So that's why we're doing this, is to help each other by commenting on each other's and getting more comments on there, to hope that more of your friends will see. Now, another thing to help, which has nothing to do with this, but just the whole Facebook algorithm, to help your friends see your posts more, is for you to interact with your friends more. So commenting on their posts and messaging them. Messaging is even more important. So if you have people you really, really want on your team, or you really, really want to see your Plexus posts, message them something that has nothing to do with Plexus, just kind of like being a good friend and just messaging them about something or commenting on their posts, because then Plexus thinks that you are closer to them and they think it's more important to see each other's posts, so they're going to be more likely to see your posts. So that's just kind of a little tip there. So with this contest, we're posting every day, commenting on each other's to help build it up. But you want to be commenting on other friends too, because if you're only commenting on Plexus posts, you're going to see Plexus posts more than your other friends' posts also. So this whole algorithm and how Facebook is affects what you see and what your friends see. So that's the reason that we're doing this. And so one example of that is Angela Faith. So Kim, my best friend, Kim Wilson, was posting daily for months. And it was months in that Angela saw a post about Probio 5 and the bad yeast in our gut that she knew a lot about. And she had not seen any of Kim's posts until this post many, many months down the road. So and they both were on Facebook all the time. So that's kind of how it works, is not everybody's going to see your posts all the time. So that's why we're doing this contest. And last time we did it was very helpful. People really saw some more people seeing their posts, some more interaction, and more people asking them about Plexus. So what I would like to do is build this kind of as a team habit and team culture to help each other out. So like as you're scrolling through Facebook, if you see a team member that has posted something about Plexus, even not about Plexus, liking it or commenting on it just to kind of help them out, is kind of what I'm hoping that we'll get from this over time. So that's about our contest. And then I want to talk about daily activity that you want to do every day to help your business. So there's 5 different things that you really want to do. One of them is posting on Facebook, and we're going to go into all of these in a little more detail, which I'm going to have to talk really fast because we probably have 15 minutes at this point. Reach out to new people, follow up with people, and we're going to talk about that. That's your customers, your ambassadors, and people who have asked you about Plexus. So follow up kind of covers a whole array of people. And then training people on your team. And if you don't have somebody on your team yet, training yourself by YouTube videos, Audible books, reading books, and personal development is very, very important. So that's the fifth piece. So, and then the other thing I just wanted to mention is whenever we have events, you want to make sure you're inviting to those events, not just posting about them, but personally inviting people, people you want to tell about it, people who have asked you about Plexus. So it's really important to keep organized and keep a list of who you've talked to, keep notes of it. When we have a live event, 7-day challenge, local events, any time corporate comes into town, which is rare, but when they do, those are really important. You want to invite to all of those things. You really want to show up and make sure that you're at all of those things, because it helps you build the belief in the products, and you hear different stories and you get the lingo, and there's so many reasons that it's really good to do those things and to invite those things. And of course, the more people you get to go or attend, like the live and the 7-day challenges and stuff, helps your business also. So, and then team calls, being on the team calls. So we're going to go into these. I'm trying to keep track because I can't see the time on my computer. Okay. So with Facebook posts, so you want to make sure that you're posting about Plexus once a day, but it needs to be mixed in with personal posts. So you want to actually have more personal posts than Plexus posts. So I'm going to give you some tips on things that you can do for Plexus posts, and then some tips on personal posts, because it doesn't have to be all about you for personal posts. It can be motivational and jokes and things like that. So with personal posts, first of all, you want to avoid graphics. Every once in a while, it's okay, like the 7-day challenge, we have a graphic for that. But there's some really cute graphics that we think is really cute, but it just looks salesy to people outside of Plexus. So you don't want to use a bunch of graphics. You want to be posting testimonies, so you can look in the Plexus Journeys group if you're not in that, which I might need to add you, Melissa. If you're not in that, ask your upline to add you to it. The Pink Aid group has testimonies, but a lot of those are not compliant, so we have to make sure that we're compliant in our posts. Posting articles about gut health, about different ingredients that are in our products. Plexus has a Sonny and Share website, and they share those often on the Plexus Worldwide. So sharing any of those. Thinking about the different personalities, which I have done a call on that, and I have a playlist on my YouTube channel for in-depth on each of the different personalities. But you want to make sure that you're posting to all the different personalities, because I'm a yellow, but if I constantly post what I would think about posting, which is helping other people, I'm not going to reach people. And so yellow is helping. I'm not going to reach people who are red, who are more business minded. I'm not going to reach people that are blue, which are into the fun and the friends and the excitement. I'm not going to reach the people that are green, that are into the information and detailed and researching and things like that. So you want to think about all of those different personalities and make sure that you're kind of rotating through and posting different things to reach out to those different people. Make sure that you're posting information on the business. Every Thursday, the company comes out with diamond documentaries, although I don't know if I've seen them recently, but I'm sure they'll start back up. That might have been from convention, or I've just missed them. But sharing the diamond documentary every week. When you go to local events, I've got to remember to take pictures more often, but when you go to any Plexus event, like when we went to convention, when I go to Leaders Retreat, hopefully some of you guys will be there with me also, post pictures at any event. That's going to be for the blue people. Most important is talk about what it's doing for you. That's really what your friends and family want to hear, is what it's doing for you and will it work for them. That's really what they want to know. So any little thing, if you're noticing energy, it can be a full post about what Plexus has done for you. It can be subtle, like, I'm at during the school year, I'm at, field day, thank you Plexus for the energy. So it could be something subtle like that. It could be in the hashtag, Plexus edge energy, or something like that. So what it's doing for you, you could take a selfie with the product and then talk about what that product does. I talked about the Sonny and Share. Follow different leaders. Casey was talking about Sonia Dudley, Sarah Marble. I love Timmy Yancey, Timie, Tamara Holloway. Trying to think, the last name is Ryan. They're Hawaii. I cannot think of Paul, not Ryan. Amy Paul. Amy and Eric Paul. Follow some of the leaders and take some of their post ideas. And one thing in Plexus for you all to know is everybody in Plexus shares, and it's okay if you see a post that you love, it's okay to copy it and use it yourself, maybe tweak the wording a little bit, but it's okay to use something that somebody else used. If you're going to do that, you want to like or comment on their posts to give them a little love before you do steal it, but it's okay to steal people's posts and use them. So those are some different ideas for Plexus posts. Now, when it comes to personal posts, you want to make sure that you're posting personal posts also, and more personal in Plexus. Tell your story. Talk about things that you love. You want to think about, there's some training you can look up on your brand. Like, what is your brand? For me, people know that I do a lot of activities for my kids. I do fun food for my kids. So I have people that share all the time. So when people start sharing on your page about things that you love, then you know that that's your brand. So I have people that share all the time about fun, silly little foods that you can make, fun kid foods that you can make. Disney things like, things for Girl Scouts. So what's your brand? And kind of, you want to be sharing things that you love so that your friends and family kind of know more about you. So you're kind of telling your story, daily details, family pictures. And then also think about what you're posting and does it fit with what we are, what we want to show as a company, which is health and happiness. So you don't want to be posting a bunch of dessert foods and talking about how delicious they are, because we are into gut health. We're into getting your body healthy. So that's something that even if maybe we are eating those every once in a while, we're trying to be more healthy and not do that. So you don't want to be posting about that all the time. You want to be posting more healthy food. So healthy meals and things like that. Exercise. I know I saw Melissa post recently about a group, some exercise groups. So things like that. And then also post motivational things, inspirational things, funny things, scripture, if that's something that you are into, sharing information that's near and dear to you. And then one other thing to think about is something called a call to action post. So I just did one today, and it said, tell me what you do for work by using I don't even know how to say it, a GIF, a GIF, whatever those are, but the moving pictures. And so I don't know, in like 2 hours, I've probably had 30 or more people comment because they just want to comment. So that, or asking, what movie should I watch on Netflix? Things like that you're asking people to give you their opinion, or post something funny. Those get more people commenting on your post that aren't Plexus people, that will make it so that they see your post more often. You don't want to do those every day, but 2 to 3 times a week is really good. And those are things that if you see them from somebody else, that you can take and use them either right away or another time. So those call to action posts. Another really good thing to help with your Facebook algorithm is sending birthday wishes to people. Every day Facebook tells you whose birthday it is, either commenting on their wall or sending a message. If it's somebody that I really want to see more of my posts, I'll send them a private message, and sometimes I'll post on their wall. Adding new people every day to your friend, to sending friend requests. So go through, they give you recommendations, go through and see, is there anybody that I know, like my kids' friends or friends of friends that I know, I will send friend requests. So I try to do that often. So that was everything with posting. If I have time, I'm going to talk about intentional interaction with people. If I don't, I have a video called being an emotional giver that really goes into that more. So I don't know that I'm going to get to that because of our time limit. Okay, as you're going through Facebook and you're commenting on people's posts, one thing that I have been doing, and somebody's on here because of it, but if I see that somebody has posted about something that I know Plexus can help with, and this is where your belief you need to have belief in the products in this business, in this company. And so if you don't have that belief because you're just starting out, that's where some YouTube, and I've got some playlists on my YouTube on belief in the products where it talks about the details of the products, and testimonies, reading testimonies in the personal, in the Plexus Journeys or the Pink Aid. And as you build your customer base and your friends and families using it more, you're going to build that belief even more, because you're going to see it helping people that you personally know. But if I go through, and I've had this many times, and I'm going to keep this compliant, so I'm not going to say what it is, but maybe I see somebody that has discomfort in certain areas of the body. It might be their head, it might be their leg, it might be their back. Then I'll message them and I'll say, I couldn't, I saw that you made this post. I couldn't go without telling you what Plexus has done for, or what, and I just make a message to them. But it's because I truly want to help people, and I believe and I know that these products can help people if they give them the time. So build that belief so that you get to the point that you feel comfortable reaching out to people like that as you see their posts. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about, so we talked about, I don't even know where my notes went. Facebook posting. I want to talk about the other things that you want to do. And so scrolling through Facebook is not part of your what we call IPA or DMO. IPA is income producing activities. DMO is daily method of operation. You want to do these other things, which is the reaching out, the following up, and the training before you're scrolling through Facebook. But scrolling through Facebook can help your business if you're commenting on people and building relationships and things like that. But you don't want to solely do that, because you need to do these other things also. So you want to make sure that you're reaching out to people every day. And so you want to be reaching out about Plexus. And there's different ways that you can do this. And I have some really good, Timmy Yancey's one that I love. I'm trying to remember if Tamara Holloway might have one also. But on my YouTube channel, I have a playlist called Reaching Out. And there's some really good tips on how to reach out to people. And some of them say cold messaging. So it's reaching out to somebody. When you talk about reaching out, you're reaching out to somebody who has not asked you about Plexus yet, but you either think the products could benefit them, you think the business could benefit them, or you would love to have them on your team. So you want to personalize these messages. So you don't want to use a script or anything, but there's different ways that you could reach out to them. You could ask them if you could send them a sample. You could say something like, if I send you one packet of our new Slim to try, will you tell me what you think? Or will you give me your honest opinion, or something like that? I've done that before, and I did that and probably sent it to 5 people and 3 people said yes. I have also done this where you reach out to somebody you really want on your team and you tell them why you think they'd be great on your team. They might have great, influence over people. They might have a big circle of friends. They might love helping people. Think about what it is, why you think they would be great, and tell them that, and ask them if you could talk to them a little bit more. I got someone recently on my team from doing that. You could reach out to somebody and ask them for referrals, and ask them if you can tell them a little bit about what you're doing so that they could be a referral for you. And sometimes that'll turn into somebody who decides they want to use the products or they want to sign up as a business just by you asking them for a referral and then telling them what you do. And then they're like, hey, wait, I want to try this, or I want to do that. You could message them and ask them if they've ever tried Plexus before. So those are different ways to reach out. And like I said, there's some really good YouTube videos on messaging people. So what you really want to do is strive to do 2 to 5 reach outs of new people a day if you really want to build your business. And what's really important is keep notes, especially if they have responded back with any interest or you're sending them samples. You need to make sure that you're keeping notes to know when to follow up. Cheyenne calls it an SPP, a special piece of paper. I didn't bring my notebook down here, but I have an organizer that has one section's potentials, one's customers, and one's ambassadors, and it's a full sheet for each person, so I can write notes of what we've talked about, what they're taking, what they've seen so far, and things like that. So that's the reach out piece. So you want to be Facebook posting, reaching out, and the next piece is following up. So you want to make sure that you are following up with people daily. And so you want to strive for 3 to 2 people a day. And this, for me, I usually take off weekends from doing this. So I'm doing these throughout the weekday, but I have a lot of people that message me and team and stuff that I'm still doing some stuff on the weekend, but I'm not doing these daily activities throughout the weekend. So kind of find out what works for you. If you're working full time and maybe you have 2 days that you can devote, 30 minutes or 3 days that you can do 15 minutes. So you can do 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, or maybe a couple days you could do an hour or 15 minutes every day. Find what works for you and then do these pieces, making sure you're posting, reaching out, following up, and then your own training. And your training could be, while you're getting ready in the morning or while you're making dinner, you could be listening to a YouTube channel, a YouTube video. So follow up. Again, you want to stay organized, and follow up has to do with your customers, your ambassadors, and people who have asked you about Plexus. So with your customers and ambassadors, you want to be following up a few days after they get started. Well, first you want to, kind of give them some expectations, tell them how to get started. And then you want to, a few days in, check in with them. And Sarah Robbins is not with Plexus, but she has some really good training videos, sarahrobbins.com, 2 B's. And the wording that she uses when she follows up with her customers is, how are you loving the products? So she just throws it out there. How are you loving the products? I usually say, how are you loving the products? Have you noticed? And I'll give some lists of different things that people sometimes notice the first week. And if they don't, I say that's okay, because I didn't either. Some people take a few weeks. Some people take a couple of months before they notice those positive side effects. But I throw them out there because some people might not think about the sugar cravings going down or more energy or feeling better. They just may not even notice it if you haven't pointed it out to them. So, so you want to be following up with customers and ambassadors. Your ambassadors, you want to follow up like their customers. And then if they want to work the business, you're going to focus on that also. Another thing is Lexi that came out, which is our personal assistant, can really help with following up with customers and helping to train new ambassadors. Okay, we've got 10 minutes, but I'm going to talk fast, so hopefully it won't be on that long. So the next part of follow-up is following up with potentials. So people that have asked you about Plexus. So I follow up with people. There's many different ways to follow up and reasons to follow up. So when the company has a special, or maybe you're running a special, like right now, the company has their 10% off, I will reach out to people who have asked me about Plexus. Follow up. When we do 7-day challenges, I'm constantly following up with people who have asked me about Plexus. When we have live events coming up, local events, people that are local to wherever I'm doing a local event, because I do them in Southern Maryland, sometimes Virginia, up by me. So following up about any of those things. But then when people ask you about Plexus, you want to find out what they're really interested in Plexus, what they are looking for, or what post you made, what post you posted that really got them wondering about Plexus, so that you know what they're looking for. Because then another way to follow up is finding testimonies that go along with whatever issue they have going on. So you could go into the Plexus Journeys, the Pink Aid. There's other groups also that we can help you find if you're looking for testimonies for certain things. And you can send them a testimony and say, hey, I just came across this testimony and I thought of you, so I wanted to share it with you. So those are different ways to follow up. And I just have to say that keep following up, even if they don't respond. I've had people, unless they tell you not to, because I've had 2 people in these 4 years that have said, please stop following up. They were people that were acquaintances I really didn't know, but they had asked me about Plexus, so I kept following up. But I will follow up with people who have not, and I have another video on follow-up, so there's a little more detail on that, but who will have asked me about Plexus, and then I'll tell them the next 7 day, the live event, specials, and things like that. And I might follow up with them 4 times, and they never responded back. And I just, by probably like the 4th time, I say, I know you asked me about Plexus, so I want to keep you in the loop, but if you don't want me to let you know anymore, just let me know and I won't. And like I said, I've had 2 people that have told me not to. And I've had people that, like, literally the 10th time, like, they never responded, and the 10th time they ordered. So I can't reiterate enough how important follow-up is. And sometimes, I'll get ready to press that send and I'm thinking, am I bothering them? But I do it anyways, and it's helped me to continue to build my business and get new customers and new ambassadors. So, so making sure that you're following up with people, but in that, also keep that relationship going. So don't always be messaging only about Plexus. So you want to be messaging about other things also. So that's something that I'll go through my list of people that my potential people have asked me about Plexus, and just message them non-Plexus stuff, you know, about life and checking in on them and things like that. So you want to keep the relationship going also. And the second to last thing, which kind of falls in with the last thing, is training. So as you build your team, you want to work on training a team member a day. If, as you don't have a team, training yourself and watching YouTube channels, audiobooks, reading books, kind of depending on what fits into your schedule and what you prefer. And for personal development, I know I have, okay. You want different things to build your belief in the business, the company, the products, build your knowledge about the products, about gut health and things like that. Build your belief in yourself, build yourself. If you are spiritual, building yourself spiritual. One of my favorite books that I read was called The Circle Maker, about praying circles around things. So personal development about yourself, but also your knowledge and your belief. And you, again, books, YouTube, Audible. When you're doing the knowledge piece, I would encourage you to have a notebook that you're writing things on gut health and product and ingredients and things like that. Another way to build belief is watching those diamond documentaries every week to see what the potential is with this company. And I think that was and then, yeah, so the training and the personal development kind of fall in hand, because you want to be working on yourself also. So most important is to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do for your business first, and then you can go and scroll through Facebook and do other things that will help your business, but won't help it as much as the reach out and the follow up and the building yourself and your knowledge. But make sure that you schedule time either every day if you're able to, or when you can, schedule time where you are just focusing and doing Plexus. It might be 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 30 minutes here, you know, whatever works for your schedule, scheduling time. Carrie Wilkerson, which was at convention, she talks about scheduling a power hour, where you're shutting everything else off, you're not taking messages, and you're just focusing on what you need to do for your business, and that you do you first. And I'm trying to see what else my other notes here. And then just when you're out and about, another thing is and Sonia Dudley has some really good ones on talking to strangers about Plexus and talking to people when you're out and about. But that comes with belief also. But talk, and then asking questions and being a great listener. You know, God made us with one mouth and two ears so that we listen more. And so talking to people and listening to them just about life also, and not necessarily bringing up Plexus right away. But I was just watching a video from Sarah Robbins, and she was saying that when she was first starting her company, a network marketing company, she was a kindergarten teacher. And so she would say, when somebody said, "What do you do?" she'd say, "I'm a teacher, but my passion is my new business." And then people would say, "Well, what's your new business?" So that was everything I wanted to share. If you guys want to unmute yourselves, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to actually stop this so we can talk without being